Hello everybody, I'm Sneaksy Gamer, and welcome back to Thief Deadly Shadows. We just finished our mission in the Hammerite Cathedral, and we retrieved the chalice from them, so now we are moving on to, I believe it is night 3 in the city. And we are in Garrett's building again. Yeah, see that lock that I bought from that shop is now here, so I can practice that lock and that lock now. There's 2 more that I can buy as well, I believe.
How can I relax with taffas like that around?
No, I'm not sure if there was any more loot in here. I know there isn't any in the other apartment, but I'm not sure about this one. Nope, I don't see anything. I don't know if there was any loot in here, but I know there's a couple of arrows I can get, so I'm going to do that. I gotta pay a bit more attention to what I'm doing with the locks. Oh yeah, there was some loot in here. There's a pouch there. And we've got a couple of arrows. And that's it. Now, we're going to head outside. First things first, I want to grab these. And I'm going to go around and see if I can get
Here's a copper for you.
I'd rather not have to knock somebody out to get loot, so I won't. Excuse me. How many? Okay, I've got 30 broadhead arrows. I don't need anymore. I'm gonna come back here, and once again we've got a pouch and a water arrow in here. There's the guy who's supposed to be here. Anyway, I'm gonna come in here to see Heartless Perry himself.
Let me know what I can do for you, Garrett.
I don't like him. Now I'm gonna come in here and buy a few
Something in
supplies.
particular you're looking for?
And we're now
The name's
able to
Thomas,
buy
if the sir
explosive
needs
mines,
anything.
gas bombs, and oil flasks in here as well.
I'm Thomas, the proprietor here. We're here to help.
I don't need anything else. Now, my objective is to deliver the chalice and pot to Artemis in Terces courtyard and Stone Market Plaza. So that's where I'm going to go.
I should have said, what'd you do that for? But no, I just let him walk all over.
And then we will get to go into the Keeper's library and we will get to see some Keepers. We will then get the ability to use Keeper Glyphs on secret doors. I mentioned that before. Come up here and grab that gas arrow. Now, there's usually a guard here, not two civilians. Weird. Anyway, going this way. I'm not gonna go in there. Oh, there is some loot in there, so
Last
yeah.
night.
Evening.
My right eye is bothering me. Seems like I've always got problems with my eyes when I'm playing this.
Torches, undependable things.
Got 2 coin stacks of coins there.
Nothing. Just imagined it.
Got this bottle and that one again.
Sounded like a...
How very odd. Looks like. Probably just heard the echo of my own footsteps.
I'm gonna get this guy out of there because we don't want the others to find him. I'm 90% sure there was no loot up there.
Out of the way, loser.
What'd you just call me? Who's the loser now, huh? Dropping back here. There's nothing there. What? Oh, what did I do? That didn't sound good for a moment there. Sounded like it might have been... Might have been having a problem for a minute there, but things turned out okay. Maybe I shouldn't be recording at this time. Oh well.
Streets.
So now, rather than waste time, I'm just gonna come straight in here.
You've returned with the artifacts, Garrett. Excellent. Follow me. Balance to you.
And he's just gonna lead us over here. He's gonna lead us right here. Do you mind, Artemis? You're supposed to go in there. Fine, I'll go there.
The repetition of these three glyphs, here and here, now is the Termanus Embolian.
The times unwritten, the
Termanus
end of
Diem.
words.
And here, again the mark of the Fratelli
Brethren and
Traderus.
betrayer.
Yes, warnings, terrible, unvesagens
My hand falls
afalere,
useless to my
Ecardum
side,
portanimus
doubly cursed in
potentium.
living death.
The prophecies are clear. There is much ahead to be wary of. Interpreter Kataka, your words are most useful to...
Clear as mud. Exactly what will happen, and what are we supposed to do about it? I'm still waiting to see a useful book.
We must first understand the unwritten times, if we are to prevent them.
First Keeper Orland demands immediate audience.
You've moved up in the world, Orland. Nice view.
Yes, I have. It's First Keeper Orland now, Garrett. Within these walls, you answer to me.
You called me here to remind me you're in charge? The job must not keep you very busy.
You inquired about books. Useful books.
That's right. You must have something in here worth reading.
You think you might shape events more skillfully? Read the signs more clearly? The prophecies...
Shape events? Interesting way to put it. I'm here now. Do you want my help or not?
Very well. This will admit you to certain areas of the library. Do not venture further. You will not ply your trade here, thief. If anything happens, you will be held accountable. Is this clear?
Perfectly. Perhaps you should translate for Kataka.
So, of course, being a thief, we're not gonna really be who we are.
This is Orland's office. He is busy and has nothing more to say to you for now.
Being who we are, we're
Has
not
there
gonna
been any progress, Elder Granger?
follow those guidelines.
On which quest? The reacquisition of the Compendium of Reproach, or of its Glyph Key?
So here, notice from the Council regarding the impending Dark Age. Since it is of utmost importance that Interpreter Kataka continue her quest to uncover the identity of the Brethren and Betrayer, she should not be interrupted for any reason. Also, several elders have become tasked... Sorry about that. Have become tasked with other urgent endeavors, including the search for the missing Compendium of Reproach and the Glyph Key that unlocks it. The Compendium, a large golden slab sealed with a glyph, may contain prophecies pertinent to the Dark Age problem, and has been missing for well over a decade. It is useless without its Glyph Key, which we believe may have gone missing around the same time. If you have been assigned to one of the quest groups, an elder will contact you.
Either. We will need both items in our hands if we wish to make any headway into our research concerning the coming Dark Age.
There would be considerably more progress if the teams were allowed to consult with Interpreter Kataka.
Impossible. She seeks the Brethren and Betrayer, and her work must not be interrupted.
Then the answer to your previous question is no.
What will it take to find them then, do you think? The Council would like time to prepare for the prophecies that are contained within the Compendium.
They have both been missing for so long, but I am sure with all of us continuing to scour the library and the compound for passages that refer to them, we'll have the precise answer within a reasonable time period.
Revered Elder.
Meanwhile, just in case, I have scribes searching for any book matching its physical description. A large golden slab, sealed with a glyph.
So, the Keepers are hoping to solve the Dark Age problem by finding this compendium and Glyph Key. I'm pretty good at acquiring lost objects. Maybe I can help.
Okay, here we have Keeper Rafe, journal entry number 6145. Why hasn't Council assigned a team for my expedition? They know the dangers, how the area is swarming with strange creatures, else why lock the entrance so carefully? How can I do it alone? Still, they must have their reasons. The sunken citadel holds many secrets, and though I am afraid, I also long to journey there again. Most importantly, of course, is the Glyph Key. How many years has it lain underground? Decades? We were so close with the first expedition. If only we hadn't been attacked. We'd have the key now, and Keeper Soledad would still be alive. Her death must not be in vain. I will retrieve the key successfully on this next adventure.
Well, if this guy thought the Glyph Key was in this sunken citadel, I don't see why I shouldn't go look there. Sounds like it might be a profitable trip.
Of course, Garrett, always thinking of money.
Good evening, revered elder.
Right over there, I'm gonna come over here.
Elder Draco, may I speak with you?
We've got another book here. There's gonna be a lot of books in here. Talia, I want to run this by you before I bring it to an elder. You know how we search for the Compendium of Reproach in our efforts regarding the Dark Age? Well, I recently scribed a passage in which the Compendium was mentioned. It said it will be born by a terrible storm. Then later we heard that report about the ghost ship and all those undead. Completely unrelated to our work, right? Or is it? Because the name of that ship is the Abysmal Gale. Do you see Abysmal Gale, terrible storm? They mean the same. Imagine if it were my own efforts that led to the recovery of the compendium. Tell me if you think I've got something here. Your friend, Scribe Elson.
I think I found something in my studies. A connection.
Go on, and speak up, Scribe. I can barely hear you.
Well, everyone knows the Compendium of Reproach has been missing, and then last week I scribed a passage, and it read, "The Compendium will be born by a terrible storm."
Yes, I remember the report. Interesting. Yet, no sign of any inclement weather, eh, Scribe?
No, but then, just a few days ago, a ship came into the docks area. Do you remember the report from Keeper Alcott? He said the ship had managed to get itself into port, though no one was left alive to man it. A plague ship. The crew. Undead.
Yes, it is indeed a tragedy, and a mystery, but I see no connection. A storm would not cause the ship to befall such a fate.
No, but the name of the ship, Elder Draco. The name of the ship is the Abysmal Gale. Is that not another way of saying terrible storm? This is the connection of which I speak.
Ah, I see your point. And the error in your thinking. The compendium was lost ages ago. How could it possibly be on a ship that has just come into port?
But...
Enough, Scribe. I have important business to attend to, in case you haven't heard. There's a dark age approaching.
Yes, Elder Draco. Thank you for speaking with me.
Maybe the Scribe is on to something. I should check out this ship, the Abysmal Gale, next time I visit the docks.
So, Keeper Council report. Keeper Rafe will be allowed to return to the sunken citadel in an effort to retrieve what he believes to be the lost Glyph Key that opens the Compendium of Reproach. If his theory proves correct, then his success will bring us that much closer to a solution for the Dark Age. However, his request for a team has been denied, as more than one life was lost on the last expedition, and we cannot risk another such contingency. Furthermore, without proof that the Glyph Key is located in the sunken citadel, it will be unwise for us to overextend our resources in what could be unfruitful, despite the plenitude of valuables reported by Ray. Lastly, the Council has deemed the Citadel unsafe and forbids any keeper to approach the sealed entryway in the dock's sewers without prior approval. So we've gotten a few new objectives while we've been in here. We have to speak to Keeper Artemis before leaving the library. We have to speak to Keeper Isolde, not sure if that's how it's pronounced, before leaving the library. We have to search the sewers and the docks to locate the entrance to the sunken citadel in order to find the missing Glyph Key that the Keepers are searching for. And we have to enter the ship called the Abysmal Gale in the docks to see if it's related to the Compendium of Reproach that the Keepers are searching for. In here, we've got a ring there.
Garrett, I have troubling news. The Hammerites and the Pagans have discovered it was you who stole their artifacts. Both factions are very angry. However, they are willing to overlook your recent crimes if you are willing to aid them by performing specific tasks. Until then, beware, for they will attack you on sight. A Hammerite named Inspector Drept wrote this missive for me to deliver to you. I contacted a pagan shaman named Diane, and she agreed to post a similar note for you on the outskirts of the pagan territory in the docks. I have done what I can to aid you. Farewell, and good luck. Did you need something, Garrett? Trust your instincts.
Great. The Hammers and Pagans are mad at me because of jobs I did for the Keepers. I better find out what they want and then decide whether or not I want to bother trying to improve their opinion of me.
So here's the missive from Inspector Drept. Garrett, the prescribed penalty for your crimes against us is death. However, I have convinced the Hammerite clergy to grant thee lenience, provided thou first perform enough of the following acts of atonement. First, the rust mites are large gold-colored bugs that feed upon metal and undo our works. We hereby grant thee the builder's blessing to destroy them with your arrows. Secondly, thou canst smite the undead, for they are most abhorrent to us. For each of these tasks thou accomplish, your standing with the Hammer Order will increase a small amount, whereas stealing from us or attacking any Hammerite will assuredly decrease your standing. The choice is thine. At present, any Hammerite will attack thee on sight if they find you on city streets. If thou increase thy standing with us sufficiently, we will allow thee to pass unharmed. Do us many of these favors, and thou wilt be considered an ally and allowed into Fort Ironwood in Old Quarter. Lastly, 'tis my custom to ask everyone with whom I speak if they have seen a sort of hag or heard rumors of an old grey lady near the scene of a gruesome crime. If so, 'twould be a great favor to me to tell what you know. 'Tis my life's ambition to find the hag, but my misfortune to always be 10 steps behind her. My workshop is located in Aldale near the pub. Build or save thee, Inspector Drept. The Hammer Priests have blessed your bow with the ability to destroy rust mites. Shoot them with broadhead arrows. Okay. Scribe, when you are completely done with your other tasks, go to the Forbidden Library and retrieve for me the map of the Keeper compound. I left it on the 2nd floor, Elder Draco. Now, the Forbidden Library is forbidden. Got some loot there, so I can't go in there without getting in trouble, unless I sneak in. And then I still have to stay out of sight. The trouble started when I asked permission to leave the library in order to visit the compound and begin research for a new paper, a treatise on us, on Keepers, our history and founding principles. To my knowledge, no such book has been written yet, and it seemed a worthy endeavor. My proposal was well thought out and included chapters on balance and the powers of glyphs. However, permission to visit the compound was not granted me. In fact, my request was met with surprise and outright suspicion. Surely my idea was a good one, and I would be thorough in my research and truthful in my conclusions. But saying so only seemed to trouble the elders further. Then today my duties were reduced. Could it be related to my request? And if so, why? I'm afraid to press these questions further. Besides, who would I ask? So something fishy's going on there. Now in here is how we can get into the Forbidden Library without being seen. But we can't get in there just yet. First, we have to come out here and talk to this chick. This is Keeper Solday.
Hello, Garrett. Orland informs me that you are to receive the Keeper Door glyph. You must perform the Scribe Ritual to do so. Place your hands into the indentations on the plaque behind me. That is all. Your stare is uncalled for.
Wait, so her mouth moved there, and it's moving while she's humming?
Explain yourself. Why do you stare at me?
That's just creepy. Okay, so... this glyph will allow you to see and open Keeper doors. Look for this glyph on a wall, then use it and a door will appear.
Very well, Garrett. You now have all the powers of an Acolyte. You are able to see and open Keeper doors. Look for the glyph. Keeper Artemis also wishes to see you, I believe.
Looking at me like that?
Farewell.
Apparently they don't like being
told them the volumes were...
To all Acolytes and Scribes, it has come to my attention that some of you have not yet undergone the Acolyte Ritual, and that there have been unsubstantiated rumors about the safety of such practices. The Acolyte Ritual is a simple Keeper indoctrination, is completely safe, and is mandatory for all Scribes. After the ritual, you will be able to see and use the Keeper Door glyph. The importance of acquiring this glyph cannot be stressed enough. Without it, a Keeper would be unable to see or open the myriad secret glyph doors that have been placed throughout the city to mask our presence, bypass city gates, store supplies, and aid our maneuverability. The current citywide quarantine is a perfect example of the importance of the Keeper Door glyph. As with it, we can easily pass between South Quarter and docks, using our secret door near the gate. If you have any questions, an elder can assist you. First, Keeper Orland.
Why are you not about your work?
Morgan act surprised during the meeting when it was brought up.
Calm down, lady.
I'm balanced. I can be very balanced.
Artemis, the passage I scribed below is all I could find on the subject you requested. Keeper Belios said there were other books, but we could not find them. Perhaps someone else is making similar inquiries. Balance, Keeper Austeria. Sentience, also known as artifacts, soul stones, or relics, a grouping of 5 objects possessing special powers, and what is thought to be a consciousness normally only associated with living entities, presumably created as part of an ancient safeguard against the forces of evil. Examples include the Heart and the Chalice, also called the Builder's Cup by the Hammerites. Efforts to confine all the sentients to one place for study have failed. How and when they came into existence is not known. Recommend further study.
Just don't have one of those balanced faces, that's all.
What the? I swear. Maybe it was just my mind. I was already over here, wasn't I? Yes, I was.
What they want is simply not there.
So, over here,
This way leads to the Forbidden Libraries. I could sneak my way in, but I can't let any keepers catch me in there.
This library is forbidden to you, Garrett.
and he will not let me get in there without I would fail my objectives, and we don't want to do that. And I'm already out of time for this episode. So, before I leave, there's the secret, the keeper door glyph. I'm going to activate it. And I'm going to come in here. I thought that would close that. And Forbidden Library. We've got another keeper door glyph, so before entering the Forbidden Library, I'm going to end the episode. So, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.